I invite you to journey back in time with me, through the rugged mountains and picturesque valleys of a land where stories of great empires and courageous warriors echo. A land that has witnessed the grandeur of golden ages and the horrors of devastating conflicts, yet stands in resilient silence, preserving within its boundaries an extraordinary narrative. Picture, if you will, the thriving marketplace of ancient Kabul, where traders from the four corners of the earth exchanged silks from China, spices from India, and treasures from Persia, weaving a rich tapestry of cultures and civilizations. Amidst this bustling bazaar, a young Afghan, skilled in the art of storytelling, narrates tales of Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, and the majestic beauty of the Bamiyan Buddhas, captivating the imagination of every listener. Each word, each narrative, paints a vivid picture of a civilization marked by its incredible resilience and cultural opulence. Today, we embark on an odyssey that unveils the profound enigma that is Afghanistan. A country, often seen through the lenses of conflict and political unrest, yet beneath these turbulent layers lies a history teeming with cultural richness, a tableau of human civilization, an intermingling of ancient empires, and a testament to the indomitable spirit of its people. Afghanistan is not merely a geopolitical entity. It is a living mosaic of diverse cultures, profound histories, and a narrative enriched by the flow of time, each epoch adding a unique hue to its multifaceted existence. Our exploration today is more than a chronological recounting of events. It is an attempt to fathom the depths of Afghanistan's soul, to appreciate the resilience that has been its companion through millennia, and to envisage a future where its intrinsic cultural wealth shines beyond the shadows of recent conflicts. In the subsequent moments, we will traverse the winding paths of Afghanistan's history, a journey that will unveil tales of splendor and sovereignty, invasions and resilience, and an unwavering spirit that has defied the tempests of time. Each chapter of Afghanistan's chronicle, from the enigmatic carvings of the prehistoric era to the bustling bazaars of the Silk Road, from the ornate palaces of the Ghaznavids to the solemn echoes of recent conflicts, contributes to a narrative that is as heartbreaking as it is awe-inspiring. Join me, as we unfold the pages of this mesmerizing story, as grand as the Hindu Kush mountains that have silently stood sentinel through the ages, bearing witness to the triumphs and tragedies, the amalgamation of cultures, and the unyielding spirit of Afghanistan. Ancient Afghanistan, a mosaic of civilizations and empires. Prehistoric era, the dawn of settlements. The rugged landscapes of Afghanistan have borne witness to the ebb and flow of countless civilizations, serving as both a nexus of cultural exchange and a battleground for empires. Before the emergence of these great empires, early human settlements flourished in Afghanistan's valleys and plains. Archaeological findings suggest that the region now known as Afghanistan was inhabited by early humans as far back as 50,000 years ago. The prehistoric residents of this region lived along the river valleys, where the land was fertile and conducive to farming. Sites like the Dara-e-Kur caves have provided evidence of early Paleolithic human occupation, showcasing stone tools and bone implements that hint at the sophisticated activities of these ancient people. Furthermore, the discovery of Bronze Age artifacts in places like the Helmand Province's Shar-e-Sukta, Burnt City, illustrates a significant advancement in civilization. The emergence of organized settlements, advanced metallurgy, and intricate craftsmanship indicates that ancient Afghanistan was an active participant in the early cradle of civilization, interacting with the nearby Indus Valley and Mesopotamian cultures. The Persian Empire, Achaemenid ascendancy. The introduction of Afghanistan to the annals of written history primarily begins with its integration into the mighty Achaemenid Empire. Under the rule of emperors like Cyrus the Great and Darius, the provinces of modern-day Afghanistan became integral parts of the Persian Empire by the 6th century BCE. The provinces, or satrapies, of Arya, Arachosia, Bactria, and Sogdiana were the most notable regions that were incorporated. The city of Bactra, modern-day Balkh, even earned the epithet, Mother of Cities, due to its prominence. The Achaemenids built roads, palaces, and fortresses, notably the Royal Road, which facilitated the movement of armies, traders, and information across their vast territory. The influence of the Achaemenid Empire was not just limited to architecture and administration. They introduced Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions, which left an indelible mark on Afghan culture. Their reign ensured that Afghanistan was deeply intertwined with the cultural, economic, and political affairs of the broader ancient Near East. Greek influence, from conquest to cultural exchange. The landscape of Afghanistan dramatically changed when a young Macedonian conqueror, Alexander the Great, set foot on its soil in the 4th century BCE. With his army, Alexander swiftly moved through the region, encountering stiff resistance from the local tribes and cities, especially in the siege of the Sogdian Rock. Following Alexander's untimely death in 323 BCE, his vast empire fractured into smaller Hellenistic kingdoms. One of the most significant and lasting Greek legacies in Afghanistan was the Greco-Bactrian kingdom, founded by Deiodatus, a former satrap of Bactria. This kingdom, with its capital at Bactra, became a fusion of Hellenistic and native cultures, which is evident in their art, coinage, and architecture. The Greco-Bactrian kingdom stood as a testament to the harmonious blend of Greek and Central Asian elements. This cultural amalgamation was further reinforced by the subsequent Indo-Greek kingdom, which extended its influence into the Indian subcontinent. The fusion of Greek, Persian, and Indian elements during this period laid the groundwork for the rise of the Gandharan culture, which would later play a pivotal role in the spread of Buddhism. Ancient Afghanistan, with its dynamic history, offers a rich tapestry of cultural, political, and economic exchanges. From its prehistoric settlements to its interactions with the great empires of the Achaemenids and the Greeks, Afghanistan has been a crossroads of civilizations, each leaving its mark and contributing to the multifaceted identity of this ancient land. The Islamic conquest and cultural transformation in Afghanistan. The Islamic conquest in Afghanistan marks a significant chapter in the nation's history, engendering profound cultural, social, and political transformations. The arrival of Islam not only reshaped the religious landscape but also instigated advancements in art, architecture, and governance that are still evident today. The Ghaznavids and Ghurids empires, in particular, played pivotal roles in disseminating Islamic culture and architectural aesthetics throughout Afghanistan. Arrival of Islam. The inception of Islam in Afghanistan can be traced back to the 7th century when Arab Muslims, inspired by their newfound faith, ventured beyond the Arabian Peninsula. These conquerors initiated the gradual Islamization of Afghanistan, marking the beginning of a deep and lasting cultural shift. Before the advent of Islam, Afghanistan was characterized by a diverse religious landscape, including Buddhism, Zoroastrianism, and various indigenous faiths. The Islamic conquest, characterized by a series of invasions, alliances, and conquests, replaced this multiplicity of beliefs with the monotheistic doctrine of Islam. Cultural shift. The Islamization of Afghanistan was not just a religious transformation but also a cultural metamorphosis. As the tenets of Islam began to take root, they influenced every aspect of Afghan society. Arabic language and Islamic jurisprudence became prominent, permeating the legal, educational, and administrative systems of the country. The conversion to Islam also facilitated Afghanistan's integration into a larger Islamic world, establishing enduring political and cultural connections with neighboring Islamic nations. Ghaznavids and Ghurids. The Ghaznavid and Ghurid dynasties, emerging in the 10th and 12th centuries respectively, were instrumental in consolidating Islamic rule in Afghanistan. The Ghaznavids, founded by Alptigin, were particularly noted for their patronage of Persian culture and the arts. Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni, one of the most illustrious rulers of the Ghaznavid Empire, embarked on several campaigns to expand his empire, further facilitating the spread of Islam. Architectural contributions. The architectural innovations of the Ghaznavids and Ghurids stand as testaments to the Islamic Golden Age. The Ghaznavids were instrumental in the development of the iconic Persian Islamic architectural style, characterized by intricate geometric designs, domes, and minarets. The city of Ghazni, in particular, became an epicenter of architectural and cultural renaissance. The Ghurids, following the Ghaznavids, further enriched the architectural landscape with their contributions, the most notable being the construction of the Minaret of Jam, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, exhibiting a stellar amalgamation of intricate calligraphy and elaborate geometric designs. Conclusion. The Islamic conquest marked a watershed moment in Afghanistan's history, shaping its cultural, social, and political trajectories. The Ghaznavids and Ghurids not only propagated Islamic faith but also enriched the architectural and artistic heritage of the nation. The monuments, art, and architectural marvels from this era continue to tell the story of a civilization that found its identity amidst the profound transformations of conquest and cultural exchange, painting a vibrant tapestry of Afghanistan's multifaceted heritage. From devastation to rebirth, the Mongol invasion and its long-term impacts on Afghanistan. The history of Afghanistan is painted with vibrant yet tumultuous strokes, depicting the rich culture and the relentless invasions that have shaped its landscape. Among these invasions, the Mongol intrusions, particularly under the reigns of Genghis Khan and Timur, stand out for their contrasting impacts. This essay aims to provide an in-depth analysis of the devastation caused by Genghis Khan and the subsequent reconstruction and cultural rebirth during Timur's rule. Genghis Khan's invasion. In the early 13th century, the Mongol hordes under Genghis Khan's leadership unleashed a devastating attack on Afghanistan. With a military strategy characterized by swift, ruthless, and effective assaults, Khan's forces razed cities, annihilated populations, and left a once thriving civilization in ruins. The scale of devastation. Cities like Bamiyan, Herat, and Balkh faced the brunt of the invasion. The destructiveness was incomprehensible, with countless lives lost, architectural marvels destroyed, and an entire society's culture and economy shattered. The sophisticated irrigation systems were obliterated, turning flourishing lands into barren terrains. Long-term impacts. The massacre and destruction engendered a prolonged period of instability and decline. The societal fabric was dismantled, leading to political fragmentation, economic downfall, and cultural despondency. Afghanistan, once a nexus of trade and culture, was plunged into dark ages from which recovery seemed insurmountable. Timur's rule. However, the later part of the Mongol epoch, marked by Timur's rule, ushered in an era of reconstruction and cultural revival. Despite his tyrant reputation, Timur's reign facilitated the resurgence of the Afghan society from the ashes of devastation. Reconstruction. The fallen cities were rebuilt, and architectural innovations flourished. Timur was instrumental in reviving the iconic architectural aesthetics, featuring the intricate Islamic artistry and grandeur. This revival wasn't limited to the physical infrastructure but extended to the political and administrative machinery, bringing a semblance of stability. Cultural rebirth. The scars of the invasion led to a cultural awakening. Afghanistan became a melting pot of various ethnicities and cultures, bringing about a unique synthesis. This era saw significant growth in art, literature, and science, marking the nation's re-entry into a period of cultural blossoming. The Mongol invasion, characterized by the contrasting reigns of Genghis Khan and Timur, underscores a significant period of Afghan history. The devastation induced by Genghis Khan was counteracted by the constructive and cultural resurgence under Timur's rule. Thus, Afghanistan's resilience and cultural richness are not just testaments to its indomitable spirit but also offer insights into the dynamic interplay of destruction and rebirth that has characterized its historical trajectory. In this duality, Afghanistan's past continues to reflect upon its present, illuminating the inherent resilience and cultural opulence of this ancient civilization. The Great Game and the birth of modern Afghanistan. The period known as the Great Game encapsulates a tumultuous era marked by the geopolitical and imperial contest between the British Empire and Imperial Russia in Central Asia. Afghanistan, with its strategic location, became the center of this intricate chessboard, its destiny manipulated by the wily machinations of the imperial powers. The Anglo-Afghan Wars serve as a testimony to the Afghan resistance and resilience against the British imperial onslaught. The emergence of modern Afghanistan can be traced back to these crucibles of conflict and power politics, which helped carve its boundaries and shape its governance. The Great Game. The Great Game is a term coined to describe the strategic rivalry and conflict between the British Empire and Tsarist Russia for supremacy in Central Asia from the early 19th century to the beginning of the 20th century. The British, wary of the Russian advances towards the Indian subcontinent, sought to thwart their expansion. Afghanistan, thus, emerged as a buffer state, its terrain to be fiercely contested and negotiated upon by foreign powers. Anglo-Afghan Wars. Afghanistan's tragic privilege of geographical importance thrust it into a series of wars with the British Empire. The First Anglo-Afghan War, 1839–42, demonstrated the perils of imperial overreach, as Britain's initial successes turned into a humiliating retreat from Kabul. The Second Anglo-Afghan War, 1878–80, witnessed Afghanistan ceding control over its foreign affairs to the British, albeit retaining internal sovereignty. Each conflict underscored Afghanistan's indomitable spirit and the complexity of subjugating a land known for its formidable landscape and fierce warriors. Struggle for control. The British Empire was resolute in curbing Russian influence and ensuring that Afghanistan remained a compliant buffer state. This imperial imposition, however, did not go unchallenged. The Afghan leaders, though divided by internal strife, consistently resisted foreign intrusion, negotiating and fighting for their autonomy. It was a struggle for survival and dominance, as Afghanistan oscillated between the manipulation of foreign powers and its inherent drive for self-determination. Emergence of modern Afghanistan. The Third Anglo-Afghan War in 1919 marked a significant turning point. Afghanistan regained control over its foreign affairs, a seminal moment in the nation's assertion of sovereignty. The tumultuous history of foreign intervention, internal conflict, and geopolitical maneuvering precipitated the emergence of Afghanistan's modern boundaries and governance. The country embarked on a journey of nation-building, attempting to reconcile its multifaceted tribal, ethnic, and social identities within the overarching narrative of a unified Afghan identity. The Great Game and the subsequent Anglo-Afghan Wars are integral to understanding the historical, political, and social fabric of Afghanistan. This period shaped the nation's boundaries, influenced its governance, and imbued the Afghan people with a resilient spirit that continues to define their national character. Modern Afghanistan, with its intricate mosaic of challenges and opportunities, is a testament to a nation forged in the fires of geopolitical rivalries and imperial machinations, striving to carve a distinct identity and destiny in the annals of world history. Afghanistan, a country known for its rich cultural heritage and strategic geographical position, has been embroiled in conflicts that have reshaped its political, social, and economic landscape. The 20th century marked a tumultuous period for Afghanistan, characterized by the Soviet invasion and a devastating civil war. These conflicts, rooted in power struggles and geopolitical interests, have had enduring effects on the nation and its people. Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. The Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, which commenced in December 1979, was instigated by a complex interplay of factors. The Soviet Union was motivated by the strategic desire to prop up a faltering communist regime in Afghanistan, expanding its geopolitical influence in the region. Afghanistan's PDPA, People's Democratic Party of Afghanistan, government, led by Nur Muhammad Taraki, faced internal rebellion due to unpopular reforms and policies. The Soviets, wary of the increasing influence of the United States in their backyard, opted for military intervention to stabilize the communist regime. The war. The invasion saw an immediate and forceful retaliation, not only from the Mujahideen, Afghan guerrilla fighters, but also from the global community. The United States, in particular, offered substantial support to the Mujahideen through Operation Cyclone, funneling resources, training, and weapons. The conflict became characterized by guerrilla warfare, with the rugged terrains of Afghanistan offering the native fighters a distinct advantage. The Soviet forces, despite their superior military technology and resources, struggled to quell the resistance. Aftermath. The decade-long war resulted in a devastating loss of life and widespread destruction. In 1989, the Soviet forces withdrew, marking a symbolic victory for the Mujahideen yet leaving Afghanistan in political and social turmoil. The void left by the Soviet withdrawal led to factional warfare among various Mujahideen groups, paving the way for the rise of the Taliban and the subsequent civil war. Civil war in Afghanistan. The end of the Soviet-Afghan War did not bring the anticipated peace and stability. The various factions of the Mujahideen, once united against the Soviet forces, now turned against each other in a brutal power struggle. Ethnic, tribal, and political divides fueled the conflict, and Afghanistan plunged into a vicious civil war. Devastating civil unrest. The civil war was characterized by brutality, with Kabul bearing the brunt of the devastation. The different factions, armed with weapons left over from the Soviet invasion, wrought havoc on the nation. The Afghan populace, already traumatized and exhausted from the decade-long war against the Soviets, now faced a new level of horror. The political landscape was marred by the absence of a central authority, leading to a vacuum that facilitated the rise of the Taliban. Capitalizing on the prevailing anarchy and despondence, the Taliban, backed by Pakistan's intelligence service, swiftly captured major parts of the country, enforcing a radical interpretation of Islamic law. The 20th century conflicts in Afghanistan, marked by the Soviet invasion and the subsequent civil war, have left indelible marks on the country's social, political, and economic fabric. While the Soviet invasion was rooted in Cold War dynamics and geopolitical maneuverings, the Civil War was an outcome of internal divisions and power struggles exacerbated by the preceding conflict. The legacies of these wars continue to shape Afghanistan, a nation endeavoring to forge a path to peace and stability amidst enduring challenges. The international community's role in and response to these conflicts underscore the intricate tapestry of geopolitical interests and alliances that continue to influence global politics and security. Title: Afghanistan in the Contemporary Era: A Journey from Oppression to Democratic Aspirations. Introduction. The contemporary era of Afghanistan, characterized by significant turbulence and transformation, has been shaped profoundly by internal and external forces. The nation's tumultuous journey through the reign of the Taliban, the repercussions of the 9/11 attacks, and the subsequent U.S. invasion has led to a complex, ongoing process of democratic rebuilding. This essay explores the dichotomy of Afghanistan's struggle to redefine its identity amidst oppressive rule and the blossoming hope of a democratic future. Taliban rule. The Taliban's ascent to power in the 1990s marked a dark period in Afghanistan's history, characterized by strict Islamic law enforcement, human rights abuses, and the suppression of women and minorities. The regime's oppressive governance and harboring of terrorists, most notably Osama bin Laden, set the stage for a nation besieged by internal conflicts and international scrutiny. 9/11 and the war against terror. The terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001, propelled Afghanistan into the global spotlight. The Taliban's connection to al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden elicited a swift and decisive military response from the United States and its allies. Operation Enduring Freedom aimed to dismantle the Taliban regime, eliminate al-Qaeda's stronghold in the nation, and capture bin Laden. The Afghan landscape became a battleground for a war that sought to eradicate terrorism and restore peace and stability in the region. Democratic rebuilding. In the aftermath of the Taliban's ousting, Afghanistan embarked on a precarious journey towards democratic rebuilding. With international assistance, particularly from the United States, the nation initiated a comprehensive reconstruction process. The Bonn Agreement in 2001 laid the foundation for a democratic government. A new constitution was adopted in 2004, and Afghans witnessed their first democratic elections. Challenges and successes. However, the path to democracy has been fraught with challenges. Endemic corruption, political instability, and resurgence of Taliban forces have continually undermined the nation's progress. Despite these obstacles, Afghanistan has made notable strides. The establishment of democratic institutions, legislative frameworks, and civil society organizations highlight the nation's persistent efforts to carve out a democratic identity. Afghanistan's contemporary era is marked by a stark contrast between the oppressive Taliban rule and the aspirational journey towards a democratic future. The nation stands at a crossroads, where the shadows of the past loom large over the promise of a brighter, democratic future. Navigating this intricate landscape requires a delicate balance of internal resilience and international cooperation to foster peace, stability, and prosperity in a nation marred by decades of conflict and turmoil. The world watches with bated breath as Afghanistan strives to turn the pages of its history towards a chapter filled with peace, inclusivity, and democratic governance. The rich tapestry of Afghan people and culture. Afghanistan, a country with a history as ancient as the mountains that guard it, is home to a rich and diverse cultural heritage. Nestled at the crossroads of Asia, it has been a melting pot where various ethnicities, languages, and traditions have intertwined over the millennia. The Afghan people have forged a unique identity, characterized by a spirit of resilience, a wealth of cultural contributions, and a multifaceted ethnic composition. Ethnic groups, a symphony of diverse identities. Afghanistan's populace is a beautiful mosaic of ethnic groups, each contributing its distinctive hue to the nation's identity. The Pashtuns, Tajiks, Hazaras, Uzbeks, and Amaks, among others, have coexisted, each preserving its unique languages, customs, and traditions. Pashtuns. The Pashtuns are the largest ethnic group, renowned for their Pashto language and Pashtunwali code, a traditional set of ethics guiding individual and communal conduct. Their oral tradition, rich with proverbs and poetry, epitomizes the wisdom and resilience of the Afghan people. Tajiks. The Tajiks, renowned for their eloquence in Dari, a variant of Persian, imbue Afghanistan with a connection to the broader Persian cultural sphere. Their contributions to poetry and literature are prolific, echoing the golden ages of Persian literary luminaries. Hazaras. The Hazaras, easily distinguished by their Mongolian features, have a rich cultural tapestry, blending elements of Turkic, Mongol, and Persian influences. They are primarily of the Shia faith, adding to the religious diversity of Afghanistan. Uzbeks and Amaks. The Uzbeks and Amaks, each with their distinctive traditions, contribute to the cultural richness and complexity of Afghanistan. The Uzbeks are known for their craftsmanship, while the Amaks are semi-nomadic and recognized for their rich oral history. Cultural contributions, a legacy of beauty and resilience. Afghanistan's cultural contributions are vast and varied, encompassing the realms of art, literature, and architecture. The nation's tumultuous history, marked by invasions, migrations, and empires, has enriched its cultural heritage, blending indigenous and foreign elements into a harmonious whole. Art and literature. Afghan art and literature are profound, reflecting the soul of a nation that has endured and thrived amidst challenges. Poetry, a revered art form, has birthed icons like Rumi and Kushal Khan Khattak. Their verses, echoing the human experience's depths and heights, have transcended borders and epochs. Architectural wonders. The architecture in Afghanistan narrates a story of grandeur and resilience. The Bamiyan Buddhas, though now lost, continue to resonate as symbols of Afghanistan's historical grandeur. The intricacies of Islamic architecture are evident in the majestic mosques and minarets, adorned with intricate calligraphy and geometric designs. The Afghan people and culture, a harmonious blend of diverse ethnicities and traditions, stand as a testament to human resilience and creativity. Each ethnic group, with its language and customs, enriches the national narrative. Their cultural contributions, from the poignant verses of poetry to the majestic architectural edifices, encapsulate a nation's spirit that, though tested by time, remains unbroken and vibrant. In the heart of every Afghan, echoes the collective memory of a rich heritage, a narrative of triumph amidst adversity, and a testament to the indomitable human spirit that defines Afghanistan. Afghanistan's aegis, navigating challenges and fostering hopes. Afghanistan, a country with a tapestry woven through millennia of civilizational grandeur, stands today at the intersection of its tumultuous past and uncertain future. The nation is grappled with multifarious challenges, echoing the struggles endured and the resilient spirit that characterizes its people. This essay delineates the current struggles in Afghanistan, encompassing political instability, economic challenges, and human rights issues, while also shedding light on the formidable yet hopeful journey towards peace and prosperity. Current struggles in Afghanistan. Political instability. Afghanistan's political landscape is one marred by the vicissitudes of power struggles, incessant conflicts, and foreign interventions. The withdrawal of international troops has exacerbated the vacuum of power, leading to the rapid escalation of internal conflicts. Political instability has bred an environment where governance is weak, law and order are in disarray, and the machinery of the state is often paralyzed. Economic challenges. The Afghan economy, largely dependent on foreign aid and a booming opium trade, is yet to find its footing on the sustainable grounds of diversification and self-reliance. With international sanctions and the withdrawal of foreign aid, the economy is plunging into a crisis, resulting in widespread unemployment, inflation, and poverty. The economic challenges are not only symptomatic of the prevailing political turmoil but are also contributory to it. Human rights issues. The human rights situation in Afghanistan remains grim. Women, children, and minority groups bear the brunt of a society steeped in conservative norms and warlord-dominated politics. The rule of law is often undermined by prevalent corruption, and the establishment of justice remains an elusive pursuit. Human rights abuses, including violence, discrimination, and restrictions on freedoms, are rampant and unchecked. The resilient spirit of the Afghan people. Despite the daunting challenges, the Afghan people exhibit an undeterred spirit of resilience. Their unwavering courage and enduring perseverance are the bedrocks on which the nation's hopes are anchored. The myriad stories of individuals rising above adversity underscore the intrinsic strength that can fuel Afghanistan's journey towards rejuvenation. The journey towards peace. Peace in Afghanistan is not just a quest but a dire necessity. Though complex and fraught with obstacles, dialogues and negotiations, both internal and international, are essential pathways to attaining peace. Reconciliation and inclusive political engagement can foster an environment where peace is not transient but deeply rooted in the societal fabric. Prosperity on the horizon. Afghanistan's prosperity lies in leveraging its geostrategic location, abundant natural resources, and human capital. Regional cooperation, international partnerships, and sustainable development initiatives can steer the country towards economic revival. The journey to prosperity requires a concerted effort in building infrastructure, enhancing education, and fostering an environment conducive to business and innovation. Conclusion. Afghanistan stands today amidst formidable challenges, yet hope is not extinguished. The undying spirit of its people, combined with concerted international efforts, can weave a narrative of transformation. It is a journey that demands not just the reconstruction of edifices but the rebuilding of societal norms, governance structures, and international relations. Afghanistan's story is yet incomplete, and ahead lies a path where challenges and hopes will coalesce to shape a destiny that reflects not just the tumultuous trials but also the triumphant victories of a nation reborn. In the end, Afghanistan is not defined by its struggles but by its ability to rise from them, a testament to a resilience that transcends conflicts and aspires for a peaceful, prosperous future. Every challenge surmounted will be a step closer to the realization of an Afghanistan that is not ensnared by the chains of its past, but is soaring on the wings of its indomitable spirit towards a hopeful horizon. As we now stand at the brink of the present, having journeyed through the tumultuous yet illustrious annals of Afghanistan's history, we are imbued with a profound understanding, an intricate tableau painted with the strokes of conquests and liberations, tragedies, and triumphs. We ventured together through the mysterious corridors of ancient Afghanistan, where the shadows of the Achaemenid, the resplendence of the Greco-Bactrian kingdom, and the artistry of the Ghaznavids and Ghurids whispered tales of a civilization woven with the threads of diversity. We traversed the scars and victories of the Mongol onslaught, the artistic and cultural rebirth, and witnessed the architectural epitomes echoing the richness of a vibrant culture. In the echoes of the gunfire and the tumultuous roars of cannons, we revisited the series of Anglo-Afghan wars, marking the onset of the Great Game, a political and military tumult that bore witness to the relentless spirit of the Afghan warriors. We treaded the cold, haunting trails of the Soviet invasion and the ensuing civil unrest, a period that tested, yet again, the resilience of this ancient nation. In the silence that followed the din of conflict, we observed the onset of democratic rebuilding, and Afghanistan striving to rise from the ashes, aspiring for an era marked by peace, growth, and prosperity. But, beyond the narratives of conquests and conflicts, beyond the scars and the haunting memories of warfare, lies an Afghanistan enriched by the indomitable spirit of its people. A nation that, like the majestic Hindu Kush, stands resilient and grand, echoing the tales of its glorious past and nurturing the seeds of a promising future. Every stone, every monument, and every echo in the rugged terrains of Afghanistan is a testament to a civilization's unwavering courage to rise amidst adversities. Every narrative, every folklore, every piece of art is an intimate whisper of a culture's undying quest for expression amidst silence. As we conclude, let's envision an Afghanistan not defined by its conflicts but celebrated for its resilience. A nation not mapped by its tumultuous borders but cherished for the rich tapestry of cultures, ethnicities, and traditions it harbors. For within the echoes of its silent deserts, the murmurs of its flowing rivers, and the silent vigil of its towering mountains, lies an undying spirit, a narrative of resilience that no conflict has been able to silence, a cultural richness that no era of darkness has been able to eclipse. Our journey through Afghanistan's history is not just a chronicle of its past but a clarion call for a future where the melodies of peace replace the echoes of war, where the strokes of artistic expression paint over the scars of conflicts, and where the nation once more stands as a vibrant mosaic of cultures, echoing not the tumultuous reverberations of invasions and unrest, but the harmonious symphony of unity and diversity. Afghanistan's history is not a closed chapter but an ongoing narrative. A story where each moment carves a new epic, where every individual holds the chisel, etching testaments of resilience, tales of undying hope, and narratives of a civilization that refuses to be confined to the annals of history. Thank you, and let us now, with enlightened hearts and inspired spirits, move forward together in solidarity, not just as witnesses but as contributors to the unfolding narrative of Afghanistan's glorious journey towards a future as rich, resilient, and illustrious as its profound history. Together, let's paint a masterpiece that will echo through the annals of history as a testament to Afghanistan's unyielding, indomitable spirit.